This is Bob Anderson from Factory Direct Modulars. God, we haven't even made it to the middle of the month. Middle of May, it's May 13th. I did a video on May 2nd talking about an industry update, and I don't even make it to May 13th, and I'm like, alright, I got to give another industry update because it's just it's crazy, just crazy. Let me just back up, then move forward here real quick, and then I'm going to get to just some things that I want to get out there. I didn't even dress up today. I just threw the camera on and let's go. So anyways, yesterday, CNBC had issued a report that guess what? Oh my God, there may actually be inflation. Get out of here, get out of here. Are you kidding me? Inflation? You mean we can't print trillions of dollars out of thin air and not have inflation? So anyway, some of the data points that they issued yesterday. Now keep in mind, their motivation is to keep this stuff down because the CPI is trying anything they can to not show that this shit show has gotten out of control. But anyways, used cars from 2020 to 2021 have gone up 21%. If any of you pay attention, a year ago, used cars were already expensive. Fast forward another year, they're up 21%. Of that 21%, 10% of that increase came in April alone. What happened in March, folks? We had the $1.9 trillion theft of the Treasury. April alone, 10%. 10%. So, now remember, we're all being trained. We've all been burned in our brain that, oh, inflation's 2% a year. We had 10% in April alone on cars. So anyways, so now the CPI, which is, run by our government, has to come out and at least acknowledge, well, yeah, there is some inflation, but they even started using the word, but it's transitory still. Oh my God. Yeah, it's transitory. Then let's add on to that, now we have no gas. Now we have no gas to drive the cars anyways. But anyways, I don't know how it's so shocking to the economists that if you just keep printing trillions of dollars, that we're supposed to wake up all of a sudden and holy shit, there's inflation. Because apparently it was a shock to the stock market too, as it dropped 600 points yesterday. You mean there's inflation? Anyways, so let me kind of highlight. Let's see. Today I don't even know what today's Thursday. My week has gone so rough. I don't even know what day of the week it is. Today's Thursday. So I don't even know what order this happened. I don't even know what days it happened. I can't remember anymore. But I got 3 factory updates. I got an email from National Factory telling me that their price increase effective immediately is $8 a square foot. $8. Write that number down. $8. Now, let's take a 2,000 square foot house. What is that price increase in one day? I'll tell you, for those of you that don't care to do math, $16,000 one day. Another factory, within an hour of that, sent out another price increase of $2 a square foot when they, the week before, had a $3 increase. So that's $5 in a little over a week. Another factory didn't even announce it. I ended up getting it in a quote, a 5% across the board price increase. They didn't do it by a square foot. They did it by the cost of the home. So Average home, let's say, is 100 grand. That was $5,000. That's probably the most reasonable. That's probably the most reasonable price increase of the three factories. Listen, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. The lumber index is out of control. What's going on in this country is out of control. People are not working. These supply lines are just drying up. It is not a demand issue. I don't care what anybody on TV tells you. Yes, is demand up? Well, of course, demand is up because people are getting paid to do nothing. But the problem is people aren't working to fill the demand. Quick story. I said in my last video that I did a factory tour. Let me give you a quick story to emphasize what I'm talking about. I did a factory tour a week ago, 2 weeks ago tomorrow. So 2 Fridays ago. And what I did not tell you is when I walked into that factory, I saw that the factory was virtually empty of people, not product. That I saw more lumber in that factory than I've ever seen in my life. I saw more sheetrock in that factory than I've ever seen in my life. Literally ever. In 25 years, more of those materials than I've ever seen in my life inside that factory. Absolute fact. I promise you. I am not making this up. I even said that. Holy cow. But anyways, but I didn't see anybody to build the houses. And to emphasize what I'm talking about, you know, in a modular home factory, there's stations. And you have to have so many people in each station so that when this station finishes, it moves to this station. And when this station finishes, it moves to this station. And the balance of the labor is what keeps the efficiency so that this station's not sitting here waiting. And this station's not sitting here waiting. You know, you gotta kind of try to time everything. So let's talk about the first station. The first station is where you build the flooring system. We walk down to the first station because that's where this all starts. Because we're going to do a tour. This is where your house starts, and we're going to go way the heck over there to where your house ends. All right? We get to the section where your house starts. Normally when I go into that section, you find 4 people. 4 people building the flooring systems. I get over there, there's 2 people, but let me, so I'd say a 50% reduction, Bob, what's the big deal? No. Let me explain to you the 2 people. One of them was a gentleman that my hat's off to him. My hat's off to him because he was in a wheelchair with a broken foot. And he was at work. In a wheelchair, visualize this, in a wheelchair with a broken foot, and he's over here building a flooring system. I give that man, I literally shook his hand. I shook his hand. He understood the importance of him being there to build houses. He understood the importance of his job so that these guys down the line have product. I mean, I was just totally amazed. What should be happening is there should be 4 people there, and when he broke his foot, he should have been able to sit at home and get paid like he's supposed to get paid. That's what workers' comp for. That's what unemployment. He should have been able to stay home, or even the factory may have decided to pay him because he's been there so long or whatnot. And 3 guys should have been able to put those floors together and keep the place moving. Just work a little harder. Nope. We got 1 guy and another guy in a wheelchair with a broken foot building a flooring system. I can't even explain how that's not even possible. So anyways, that's the kind of stuff that I saw. And that's exactly what's going on in these factories. They cannot get people to come to work and build houses. I don't care what your TV's telling you. I don't care what the political idiots in Washington, D.C. are saying. People are not working. So, where do these price increases come from? They come from 2 things. They come from the fact that there's material charges that are going up. You see lumber. I announced it last time. Lumber is up 400% from industry norm. Since July or August of last year, with 100% of that, which is 200% in total, happening since March 11th, when we had $1.9 trillion theft of the Treasury. So you've got that issue, and then you got the secondary issue. Here's the secondary issue. If the factories can't get houses out the door, then they can't allocate their overhead to run the factory beyond the people doing the hammer and the nails to pay for the factory to exist. That's why when I sat here, and I've said it once before, and I'm going to say it again now, these factories are actually losing money building these houses. They're actually, every house they build right now, they are actually losing money. They are running up a sandhill. So, I don't even know what to say. So, let me give you a perfect example. I have a house, I have a deal that's closing a week from tomorrow. A new construction deal that I had to tell the customer, get this, I had to tell the customer on Monday, I think it was, may have been Monday, that their house went up, I don't remember the numbers exactly, but let's just say $14,000. All right? Their house is projected to come out of the factory the end of this month or early June, okay, depending on if people show up to work. After I tell them this, and they're working on getting the funds to fix this situation, after I tell them this, I get an email that, oh, by the way, that's not right. It's another $4,000. That's how fast, I mean, literally within 20 minutes, literally within 20 minutes of me telling them this, it was another $4,000. Yeah. So, as I said in my last email, my last message, if you don't need to build a house right now, don't do it. Don't do it. Why get involved in this insanity? Here's the funny part. I'm sitting here, and yesterday alone, let me tell you what happened yesterday alone. Yesterday alone, I had 4 direct contacts with people that are like, hey, I need you to tell me what it's going to cost to build this. Hey, I need you to tell me what it's going to cost to build this. And when I'm sitting here trying to explain to them, listen, I can give you a price, but I can't stand behind it. It's gotten to the point now that when I send out bid requests, plumbers specifically, because materials are gone so crazy for them too, they tell me, I'll give you a bid, but I'm going to put a disclaimer on it that the price is to be determined when the project is done. That's unprecedented. Unprecedented. It's never happened to me before. Never happened to me in 25 years. Have I had plumbers tell me, I'll give you a price, Bob, but I'll actually tell you the price when I'm done. When I'm done, I'll tell you the price. How do I run a business when I don't even know what shit costs? Anyways, let me tell you how far this problem has gone. I mean, this cancer has struck many different chords recently. I'm going to give 2 stories, but I have to be vague in these 2 stories because these are people I know, and I really don't need it to get out their personal situations. One is a builder that I know who had a house shipped last week, and he had an agreement. He's been in the industry for a long time, as long as I have. He had an agreement with the lender that when the house got shipped, he was going to pay the factory. Now, I know the factory that built this house. So this is not an inexpensive house. This house is far north of $100,000. I can assure you that. The house is far north of $100,000. Just the house. I'm not talking about the foundation. I'm talking about just the house. Okay? He got the house to the property, and the lender goes, yeah, we're not paying for it. What? Yeah, we're not paying for it. You need to do X, Y, Z, P, D, Q before we'll pay for the house. What? So, long story short, let me make this story short. He ended up having to go back to his business bank which happens to be the same business bank I use that I loathe. And he loathes them too, but you just got to have a business bank. He goes back to them and he begs, borrows, and steals from them to get the money to bridge loan this house from where it sits to getting it on the foundation and the XYZ PDQ for that lender to actually pay him back. What? Now let me fast forward to another builder. Again, I got to be very vague here. Last night I get a phone call. It's 5:30 or so. I get a phone call. Here's how the phone call goes. Hey Bob, I've got two houses sitting at the factory. I'm wondering if you want to buy either one of them. What? Yeah, I got two houses sitting at the factory. They're done. They're ready to be shipped. I want to know if you want to buy either one of them. I want to buy either one of them? Wait a second. How do you have two houses at the factory that you need me to potentially buy? Oh, because we're not shipping them to the builder anymore. Whoa. Who's the builder? I don't want to tell you that. No. I need to know who's the builder, because I need to know where these houses were going in the first place. Because I even need to know, does it make sense for me to buy them? I mean, if it's some builder way up in Northern Virginia and they're built to code there, and I'm not building there right now, I'm not interested. So he reluctantly told me who the builder was. Well, I happen to know the builder. I've known this builder for 20 years, and I actually have respect for this builder. And I said, well, wait a second. How are you guys selling this builder's houses? And again, I pulled and prod and punched, and I started getting the story. The story basically was this: that there was and I know how the process works, so you can't snowball me. Okay, I know how the process works to order a house. I know how the process works to pay for a house. I mean, I know this stuff better than anybody. I can assure you of that. So, he starts telling me, well, lender said that they were going to do XYZ PDQ. And I said, okay, well, I know how this works. The lender told you that before you started building those houses. What's changed? Well, we can't wait for the money. So what's changed is your opinion of how the process works, even though this builder, I'm assuming, has gone and put two foundations in the ground already? Well, yeah. Well, let me explain something to everybody listening to this video. You need to understand the importance. If I take a set of plans and specs for a specific house from a specific factory, and I go and build the foundation and I get it signed off on, and I got a bank tied to that foundation and a customer tied to that foundation, here's the problem. If that's not the house that comes and sits on that foundation, I can't just go to another factory. Yes, I can go to another factory and get the same floor plan, but it will not be the exact same inches. This one might be 2910 wide, but this factory over here builds at 29.6, or this one builds at 30 feet 1 inch. Their jigs are set that way. You can't just arbitrarily change the jigs. So if that house from that factory does not go to that foundation, you got to tear that foundation down. I said, this is not how we treat people in this industry. You can't do that. Bob, don't argue with me. Just tell me if you want to buy these houses or not. I said, I'm not buying these houses because I wouldn't do that to one of my builders, one of my fellow builders. I would not buy a house out from underneath them. Anyways, that's just the craziness going on right now. The factories are in desperate times to get their monies. The lenders are changing opinions on stuff. This goes back to one of the things I've said in many of my videos. People, when you call me and you ask me to build you a house, and I tell you, yeah, I'll build you a house, you know, da 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 da, I'll build you this house, da 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 da, but you're going to use my lender, and you want to argue with me, this is why I don't care. I don't care if you want to argue with me, because I'm not building your house. If you're not using my lenders, I'm not building your house. These are two exact examples of why. I have specific ways that stuff needs to be done, so that when stuff gets really bad like this, I'm not sitting there having to tell you, well, heck, now your lender is not doing this, and I can't get your house. So, too bad. Here's your foundation. Good luck. Now, as a side note, speaking of houses, I'm going to admit this, but I have some friends in the industry, and you know, one of them happens to be a Clayton general manager, and for over a week now, he and I have been conversing about me coming and looking at a house that he had built by a factory, one of the factories that I used, and he wanted me to come out and just walk through it and look at it and see how it came out and stuff like that. So I have been trying to get my schedule lined up. Of course, now we don't have any gas, so I guess I won't be going today. But anyways, in this conversation with him, we were talking about housing, we were talking about backlogs, and one of the things I learned that I wasn't aware of at the time is that they are being allotted so many houses from their factories. Allotted. An allotment means you're getting 10 this year from this factory, you're getting 10 this year from this factory. So knowing that they're being allotted because they can't get production out the door, just imagine how much they are salivating to sell those houses at an absolute premium at the dealerships, at those dealerships. Just let that sink in, because their supply is limited. It's so limited that this is how the conversation went. He says to me, by the way, Bob, as these prices are going up and stuff, if you have customers that are going to back out, or they want to wait or whatever, tell me. Don't cancel the order. I'll pay cash the moment that house comes out of the factory. Now, he says sight unseen. You don't even have to tell me anything about it. Just call me, tell me I need you to wire $120,000 to XYZ factory. Here's your house. Sight unseen. He said, just give me every order you have that you're not going to take. So I sat there and I sat there and thought about it for a minute. And I'm going, well, hell, of course he's going to do that. First of all, he's got limited inventory. He can't get any more. And second of all, he knows my houses are built far better than any house he's going to get in his lot anyways. So of course, that's why he's willing to buy any house I have sight unseen. Sight unseen. Doesn't even want to know about it. Just tell me how much money to wire and tell me which factory to pick it up from. So anyways, I don't know. And then to top it off, I have a customer right now who is legally blind and deaf, who yesterday sends me an email saying, hey, I've picked out my colors and my floor plan. Now, I haven't heard from her in a month and a half or so. Well, the house that she wants me to build, I have till Friday at 5 o'clock to order. She's already got her loan approved. I've already taken care of all that. I've already known that. She owns her own land, putting, like 80 grand down or something. But anyways, so she tells me this on Wednesday. Now I'm dealing with somebody who's legally blind and deaf. And I have to order a house by Friday at 5. That if I don't order it by Friday at 5, I can't order it at all. And she's like, I don't care about the price increases. I just want this house. Now, let me give you the perspective of this before I make it sound like it doesn't really matter that she doesn't care about the price increases or all that stuff. She came to me after already being lied, cheated, and stolen from Clayton. So, yes, Clayton will rob, cheat, and steal the legally blind and deaf. Just so you know. Not that should surprise anybody. Anyways, I'm I've made this video way too long, and I'm probably going to take it down after a week or so. I just wanted to get this out there right now. I got people calling me. I got messages. Listen, folks, if your house is coming out in November, let's worry about this in like September, okay? Because hopefully the market keeps crashing. Hopefully the lumber index crashes through the floor. Hopefully somebody in Washington, D.C. goes and pulls their head out of their, you know what, and we start getting this country back in the right direction so we can stop this insanity. Hopefully. But as of today, who knows? Next week is going to be a whole new story, I'm sure. Talk to you later. Bye.